This is like a bad dream. For what reason?
That makes no sense at
I
all.
don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us celebrate Louis's courage. He enabled us to avert a tragedy.
Yes, that was very noble of you, Louis.
You have given us all a fine lesson in courage.
Thank you.
He owes you his life. That's quite something.
That madman deserves to die.
We are providing Monsieur Peru with care, but rest assured, he is no longer a danger to himself or anyone else. I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Okay, so we have 3 manuscripts to equip. And let's see, we have science, questioning, erudition, questioning, agility, and manipulation. So I think we're going to go with manipulation and 2 questioning books. And let's jump right into this and see where it takes us. So we are in Lord Mortimer's study still. He wants to talk to us, and it looks like we're going to have to go up and actually interact with him this time. I believe we've already seen everything in his office.
Louis, I wanted to thank you personally. I admire what you did to save Monsieur Peru's life. You have given us all a wonderful lesson in courage.
Don't mention it, my lord. You would have done the same. I was just quicker.
Ah, humility is a fine quality, sir.
Where is he now?
In his room. I've sedated him. I don't want him trying to take his life again. Or, worse yet, attacking one of the guests. When in despair, Monsieur Peru is clearly a dangerous man.
Why did he want to commit suicide? I was expecting as much, but that looks like it's grayed out. Why was he terrified of Mortimer? And why did you invite him? So we've maxed out our psychology skills, so let's go with this route.
Tell me, my lord, can you think of any reason why he would be so terrified of you?
Terrified? Come now, that's a bit harsh. I think he was simply unable to put things into perspective. I see no reason to fear me. Ask President Washington. I don't believe I'm such a difficult friend.
Having spoken to him, I can assure you that he feared you even more than death itself. Had he disappointed you in any way recently?
Of course, he was on the edge. He was desperate, and it grew noticeable in his work. Our collaboration was probably coming to an end, but I certainly didn't feel the need to threaten him, ever.
But without you, no more support, no more money. It was an end to his social status. If you lost, he lost everything, didn't he?
No, not his life.
Thanks to me, I guess. On that note, my lord, I'll be leaving you. Have we covered everything?
Absolutely. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
It's worth it, or we shall lose. Well, I think we should be confident here, and it does seem like it's worth it so far.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
And as we have seen, people just wind up dead. So, I don't know if there's going to be any of that going on from this point forward, but we will find out soon enough. And it seems like Lord Mortimer's making us his right-hand man here, and I don't know if that's just going to be to manipulate us a little bit more, or, you know, just actually be legit. I've said over and over, I'm not sure who we should really trust yet. Our mother's been acting kind of shady, too. So we need to go back to our room. Now, we came out of... Okay, his study, there's the tower room. let's head over this way.
I already mentioned it yesterday.
Oh.
Either to you or to someone else. Impossible to tell with you people.
Yes, sir.
Your yes is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Good. Proceed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, Napoleon's a bit of a prima donna. Let's see what he has to say.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Louis, once again, bravo for what you did. If it weren't for you, Peru would have blown his brains out. You've got courage. I like this. We just lost the vote for the next conference, and we already had fewer votes than Holm. I must absolutely find a solution.
To hell with the conference. Or the conference comes first. Well, I don't think we're saying to hell with the conference here. I think the conference comes first.
Yes. Yes, indeed. But I believe if Lord Mortimer is still confident, it's because he still has a few cards up his sleeve.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Unfortunately, that vote of Godoy you acquired is probably not going to suffice.
Well, it's still more than what you've done, isn't it?
I see you have a short fuse, monsieur. As someone who just started a war with Spain, if I were you, I wouldn't get on my high horse so quickly. In short, we haven't a minute to lose. I'll leave you now.
Just a minute.
Oh, okay. Speak to him about Emily. What was Emily after on the night of the conference? What did Emily propose on the night of the conference? Let's just speak to him about Emily first, see what he has to say.
Can you tell me what Duchess Hillsborough proposed to you on the night of the conference?
I was sure you'd ask me that. Not that I hold the Duchess dear to my heart, but I do nevertheless have some scruples. I have noticed you hovering around her since you arrived, and I only have one piece of advice to give you. Don't forget why she came here. And don't delude yourself.
That makes 2 pieces of advice.
Ah, how you love having the last word. Well, I'll leave you now. See you later, sir. Now, Louis. Time is running short, and as I said, I'm in a hurry. I have to go now. I will see you later.
All right. I find it interesting that they don't just have them walk away. It fades to black and then they disappear. So, let's see here. That's Jacques Perou's room. Oh, but can we go in Jacques? I wonder if he's actually in his room, like Mortimer said. We can go in.
Sorry, sir, but
Oh.
you cannot go through. We have very clear instructions from Lord Mortimer. Monsieur Peru must rest.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. I was just curious to know if he was truly in there. There's Napoleon's room. We've already explored all of the rooms in the last episode. And that is what made that episode last so long. But let's head back to ours and see what is waiting for us. And here we go, right in here. Oh, those paintings.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming!
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly. You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Okay, we have to find Emily Hillsborough, so her room is back over this way. Let's check and see if we can get access. That is Manuel Godoy, that's right. His room is right next to ours. Emily's is right here. Yes. You can just make out what they're saying in there. Someone's talking.
I do believe that's Emily's voice.
So we can hardly make out what they're saying. I want to... Well, let's listen first, see if we can hear anything.
I can't understand what she's saying.
Oh. Should we knock or just try to open the door? I kind of want to know what's going on. Let's just try to open the door. Well, we can try to pick the lock or force it open. I don't like forcing doors and windows and stuff because they end up knowing that we were there, so.
I can't open it. It must be blocked on the other side. I'll have to find another way in, quick.
Okay, well, we can go outside maybe and through the next room over here, which I think is, yep, Napoleon's room. Okay, let's go through his room and see if we can get back outside the way we came.
I have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we can try to force open the window. I don't like doing that. Force open the window or pick a lock. With our subterfuge, usually drop it down to 2 points. I think that's the best thing to do. Okay, so let's get over to her room, which I believe is over this way. So we can't go in that one. Oh, we can't go in here.
How did you do that to me?
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this. What are you on about now? I should never have told you what happened to me. That's how it works, and you know it full well. I'm not that naive. I know you inside out. Stop. We'll end up losing everything if you keep on.
All right, well, we got something going on in there. We haven't searched this room yet, and it looks like they're going to wait for us.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Okay, let's use that, and then we'll pick it up.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
Okay, we got a painting.
Queen Charlotte.
All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell.
2 coils circle the lock.
Don't have the key, but we can unlock it for free.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art. See you soon. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Carmelite water, we can use that really quick.
Dear Gregory.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
And
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
She has some friends in high places. Oh, what do we have down here?
Greek drachma.
Oh, okay.
One of the rare ancient coins to be mentioned both in the Bible and in the Quran.
And that is the golden elixir, which we don't need right now. Well, we looked in here. Let's see what's going on.
What on earth is... You... Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart. After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot! Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival...
Rational and open earlier was logical and open, so this is an interesting typo by the producers here, or the developers. So, ask the twin in front, ask the twin behind. So, in front of us... Man, I'm not sure which one's which. Let's ask the one in front of us. Who was with us? What is my job? What did you give me? What happened to me? Oh, she might know what happened. Because that's when we got that bloody nose.
On the wharf, something happened to me. What was it?
A malaise. The moment you arrived, you felt ill, and I offered to help while Piaggi went up. And you turned me down flat.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Okay, so let's ask the one in front of us one more time here. Who was already there at the chimney? Who stayed with who? How did Mortimer welcome us? Let's try this.
On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a very odd way. What happened?
It won't work, Louis. It wasn't Mortimer who welcomed us. It was Sir Gregory. Sorry, Louis. I already told her.
Very well. Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll.
Oh boy. The one in front of us is acting all erratic here. I want to keep asking. Did we speak to each other? Was there anything you reproached me for? What did I take from you? Did we speak to each other? Did we see each other? What did I take from you? Oh, we can't take that one. Okay. Did we speak to each other?
Did we get a chance to speak?
Certainly not. I was exhausted and went to bed. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
I want to keep questioning the one in front because she's acting kind of funny. Make her talk about the objects you found. Or where were we both? Let's find out about the objects.
We found ourselves in Mortimer's secret gallery. What did we find in that room?
A load of old junk that Mortimer had collected. A so-called Pandora's box in the form of an urn, an old sheepskin that he must take for the Golden Fleece, the Bible of Judas, property deeds as old as the hills, and a broken old sword. You are wasting your time, Louis. She already knows all that. Of course I do. I was there. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us.
I'm going to keep asking the one in front. What was the reason for your visit last night? Was psychology? Yeah.
Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why. Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night, and that's where your little game ends, Emma. Because I never told you about it. So, there you can't answer. What? No! You didn't do that. I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis. Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man? You dirty...
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade.
That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Are we certain about that? Because I don't know. Like, oh, man, the one with the gun, I don't... I'm probably going to choose wrong, but I'm going to say Emily is the one behind us. Because it very well could have been Emma that came into our room last night.
You are Emily Hillsborough.
I knew you wouldn't get it wrong, Louis. No! You little bitch! Watch out, Louis! No!
Hell, what have I done?
Oh, wow.
See what you've done. See.
Louis? What on earth is going...
Mother!
Go. You must leave. Everyone's going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Go! Go, Mother! No one must find you here.
Go.
Come, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I'm coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her, please. Go, I'll cover you.
What? What are you doing there? Stop!
God damn it. Now what's going on?
Wow. Well, I still don't know if we made the right decision or not. Let's get rid of this negative alteration here. Whew, boy. That is disturbing, because we very well could have just shot Emily, and I'm not 100% certain. Is that Volner? Is Volner doing it? Oh, no. We can't inspect or look or... Wow. Okay, well, that's a problem, too. Can we follow a blood trail, or... We can't go in that way. I can't believe they don't let us even say anything about it. Can't go there. Now we can go in this door. People are dying left and right now. This is back in Napoleon's room, and Volner died outside of Napoleon's room. Okay, let's get out of here.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Okay, well, so we aren't suspicious. Let's...
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
Wow, okay. So what does this guy have to say?
My instructions are clear, sir.
Right.
No one is to enter.
Wow, that was unexpected. So let's get down to the crypt here and talk with our mother. And find out what she has to tell us. That's just another guard over there. I really hope we chose the right person. That just seems odd. And I have a bad feeling that we chose the wrong one. But we will find out soon enough, I imagine. So here's the library. So we got to get back to the gallery, which this should, yes. And now we can get out to the maze again. Okay, so we can cut over this way. See if I can remember how to get us back over here. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, there we go. So let's get back down here and talk with our mother. There she is. We have to find out what is going on exactly.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only. Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess.
Mortimer and Holm, Washington and Bonaparte, Volner and Godoy, the Boogeyman and Father Christmas. So I actually believe in what she is saying. But, wow. So Mortimer and Holm are overseeing the conclave. So, like, they aren't allowed to vote. So are they working against each other? But then there's Washington and Bonaparte. But I don't see that happening. Volner and Godoy, I could guess that would be, but we just found Volner dead outside, so let's say Volner and Godoy.
Don't tell me. It isn't Volner and Duke Manuel, is it?
Don't talk nonsense. Both of those poor souls are mere pawns in the hands of the real players.
I was answering at random, Mother.
Do you really believe that I'm joking here?
Wow.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Holm had sent Volner to get it for him.
Holm and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
So yes, in fact, because they had talked about like how Mortimer had acquired all this, so much stuff over time. So that could mean that he is, I know I called him like a vampire earlier, but this would all make sense, I believe. Property deeds, a secret study. The fact that no one knows him, the conference. Oh, a secret study.
I went beyond the Nightmare Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
Property deeds?
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? Yes, I did. Why?
Too bad. We'll deal with it later.
Oh no. The fact that no one knows him.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
And the conference.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
That's all I think. But she also mentioned that this can jump from body to body, so we shall see.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
Mortimer, it sounds like. So we can say Mortimer, Home, or von Borchardt.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages.
How old was he then? Well, he's apparently immortal, but we can ask.
He was already old in those days, wasn't he? So you recognized him when you arrived on the island, right?
No, he wasn't in that body. But I know it was him. I swear it was him. The way he spoke, his posture, a few of his intonations, his mannerisms.
Wait a minute. You were talking about 60 years ago. I've lost the thread.
Yes, sorry. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
Now hold on a minute. She said when she was 20. And he just said 60 years ago. And that means she's 80? Our mother's 80 years old, and she's getting around like this, chopping her hand off. No way. I don't buy that. So we could say, shit, she caved. Or no, she must have refused. I think she let him teach her. She's too curious.
And you accepted.
Please don't be stupid. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
Well, it's time that I get a refresher here because I need to know.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute. One last thing.
I'm not buying this. There's something going on with her. What happened with Elizabeth? That is something I am curious about. What happened with Emma? Didn't you negotiate the Al-Azif with Volner? Why the cannons for Bonaparte? Ooh, I want to know all of these. And we have others. I found your letter on the wharf. Why did you hide your effects on the wharf? Your hand, Piaggi's letter. I hope we can ask all of these things because there's a lot I want to know. But he said one last thing. What happened with Elizabeth? I need to know why she tortured her.
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
Oh, I think we do.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
So who killed her? Or did you kill her? If we say... Let's say who. She'd tell us if it was her, maybe.
Do you know who killed her?
Absolutely not.
Oh, it's going to let us ask. So now we can ask what happened... I want to know what happened with Emma as well.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
No, I disagree with that.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing, and then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
So hold on a minute. She's saying that she disposed of her, but we just shot one of them. They're both... This is getting confusing now. If I miss something, feel free to leave a comment down below. Because this isn't making sense now.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Why the cannons for Bonaparte?
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Drop it. Or we're talking about a war here.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen, once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
Alright, let's move to these questions here. So we can say that we found her letter on the wharf.
Samuel Ritter du Choix. You wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Why did you hide your effects on the wharf?
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
As a matter of fact, I needed it yesterday. I wasn't expecting anyone to take it.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Piaggi's letter.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out later.
She said that about 3 different things so far. The least of our worries. Oh, boy.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that. I shall show you.
Okay. Well, we can go back there, and we asked everything. Go on, it's all right.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
She gets around pretty well for being 80 years old.
There. That's why we are here.
Wow, okay. So that is the end of episode 3, chapter 9, Face to Face. I don't think we had any... Okay, so that wasn't a failure, so maybe we chose correctly when it came to who was Emily. So we managed to go through Napoleon Bonaparte's room without leaving a trace, protected one of the Hillsborough twins, went to see the crowd outside Lady Hillsborough's room, and then could have been a witness in Napoleon Bonaparte's resolution, could have spoken with Piaggi about his motivations, could have learned something from Al-Azif, could have gone through Jacques Perou's room to get to the balcony. Well, that doesn't make sense because we weren't allowed in his room because he's supposed to be resting. This chapter got strange. And I don't quite know what they were thinking because some of the things just didn't make sense. Let's see if we got a level. We're pretty low. No, I didn't think so.